what's going on, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. I hope you're enjoying your work week. We're getting ready to step into hump day, and that means midweek, right? Just a few more days until payday for some and the weekend for others. All right, that being said, smash the thumbs up button for the content, because you know it does take some time to produce these kind of videos for you guys, these discussion topics, which I know that you guys love all too well. Okay, I get told in the comments all the time how helpful or beneficial it is. We appreciate you, we really do. Make sure you're also a subscriber if you're not already subscribed by tapping that little beer mug in the bottom right hand corner. We'd appreciate it. Follow it up with the bell. Hit that bell so you can be notified when I post my next video, or we do TGIF Fridays, okay? Because what a great hangout. That being said, we are going to dive into today's discussion topic, but before we do, I'm going to list you off what today's discussion topic is, and then I'm going to give you 6 tools that you can buy off Amazon for around $30. Some of them have coupon codes with 10 to 20% off, so check the description for those tools. But look, some of these tools look pretty cool to me, and I was kind of excited by some of the features and benefits that they had, to include pricing. One of which, I think this tool is called NIDAGE, or NIDAGE, some weird, right? $29.99 though. It's a USB computer adapted Borescope camera. It's got a straight shot, it's got that 45-degree shot. You get 2 magnets to pick up any kind of debris or material that's found in the chamber. I'll tell you this, good luck, okay? If you drop a screw down there or anything like that and you're trying to get it out, good luck, okay? The little magnet things never worked out for me, so all I'm looking at when I see these kind of Borescopes is, do I get a 45 or 90-degree camera angle? Can I get a straight shot camera? How's the LED light? If somebody has this light, I'd like to know just how well it works out, and if you like the pixel rating on your laptop or not. But for 30 bucks, I was like, you know, I get told all the time, these USB Borescopes are pretty dang legit, so why spend $600 on that Snap-on when you can get this for 30 bucks? I think it's worth the gamble, okay? I'm a gambling man. I'll take the gamble for 30 bucks. Rhino USA, $29.97 digital tire inflator. So this thing looked pretty legit, man. I actually kind of liked it. It was a little bit weird to see the handle facing the other way, but you know what? Overall, I like the cosmetics of it. It looks like it'd be a well put together tire inflator. For those of you that are trying to save some money and you don't want to spend $100 or $200 on that Blue Point or that Matco tire inflator, or you don't want to spend 60 to 80 bucks for that Astro one, I think for 30 bucks, this Rhino USA one might be a pretty good option for you. USA, okay? Made in USA? Maybe, okay? Maybe it's globally made in the USA. Next tool is going to be the AutoWanderer 3097. So this one I think also had a discount coupon code, so it would bring it down below $30. Quick disconnect tool set. So you're going to use quick disconnects all the time, even as a lube tech. When you're doing these fuel injection cleaning services, you have to disconnect the fuel line from the fuel rail, pull the fuse for the fuel pump or the fuel pump relay in order for it to run through its cycle and process. So even at a non-leveled up tech position, you are going to run into situations where you're going to need a quick disconnect set. I've focused most of the tools today to be towards the lube guys that are just starting out. So if you're like, I've already got that, that's great. But some of these guys don't, and that's why I'm creating this little list. Okay, Hi-Spec. This kit looked pretty well put together. You get 4 of the mini picks, you get 4 of the heavy duty large picks, you get a scraper, and then you get a magnet to boot, and all this comes down to $19.99. So I'm like, okay, 5-pound magnet, 2 different styles of hook picks, what you're gonna use, radiator hoses, coolant hoses, maybe electrical connectors, things like that. And then you get a scraper too if you wanted to, all for 20 bucks, and it comes in a little pouch. Thought that was pretty cool. Next tool up, made by Roxy. It's a trim tool kit, but it's got plastic trim tools. You get a couple of the metal ones, and you get these hose separation pliers, right? Hose on one side, tube on the other. You squeeze, fork opens up, pushes that hose off. So a little trick here would be to use the pick set, tuck up underneath that hose, shoot some, you know, WD-40 or MP50 if you work at Chrysler in there. Kind of work the pick around it, then use the pliers. It's going to slide off a lot easier. You'll thank me in the long run. Last tool, Orion. Now that toolkit was $19.99, by the way, if I didn't already say that. Last tool is going to be Orion, $25.99. This is a seal and race driver kit. These things do come in handy. This kit goes for $25.99. When considering the Maddox kit that you can get from Harbor Freight, I think it's pretty competitive. You're going to use it. It's going to work out. Okay, it's meant to take some beating. You're going to get some little dings and some Mars and whatever. That's on everything, okay? It could be a Blue Point. I had a buddy that had a Blue Point one. It was completely mushroomed out. He was always going to the grinder. I have a Blue Point one too, but I haven't had to do nearly as many races or seal driving with it. I've done my fair share over the course of a decade, but not to the point where I've mushroomed the complete head to the point where it's starting to split. So I feel like this toolkit will work out well for you. Shane has the old school US General one, and he has yet to mushroom that the actual shaft portion that goes onto the driver itself, and he's had his for over a decade. So these things will hold up. You'll be fine. But look, for $25.99, save yourself some money. Don't spend the $100 like I did on a Blue Point set. Complete waste. Today's discussion topic, we're talking about this. Is it okay for the mechanic to talk to the customer, or let's go one step further, is it okay for the mechanic to call the customer if they have a question? Today's discussion topic. Let's get into it. First things first, why do you want to talk to the customer? Did the customer come up to you, or are you going up to the customer? That's going to be the first question I have about this. If the customer comes up to you and asks you a question, be professional, be respectful, be courteous, and cater to their needs. Put yourself in their position, because you are the professional mechanic. You're the one they're entrusting their vehicle to be worked on. They trust you, and they have questions about it. And maybe they're just picking your brain a little bit, see how knowledgeable you are in the industry. Maybe they have a little bit of background, or maybe they think they know a little something because they've seen it on the YouTube. Okay, so if the customer approaches you, be tactful, be professional, be respectful and courteous. Give them the answers that they need. If it's a question that you don't have the answer to, just let them know, look, I don't know the exact answer at the moment. Give me a few minutes and let me go check on that, and I'll get back to you. Okay, you can do something like that. Or if they're asking you, hey, can you just do this real quick, or check this out while you're there? Sir, if it's going to be real quick and seamless and I can cover it throughout my multi-point or throughout the service, I don't have a problem doing that. But if it's something that's going to be a little bit more involved, I think what we need to do is we need to set you up with the service writer. Let's talk to him. Let's see if we can get that scheduled in so we can have that looked at, because I'm unaware of our time frame for today. What has been scheduled is your current service plus an inspection. To do anything on top of is not up to me. It's up to the service writer, the shop foreman, the dispatcher, somebody that's in charge of keeping that schedule, because you might have another appointment following it. So you don't want to say, absolutely, yeah, I'll rotate and balance your tires, and next thing you know, it's not balancing out the way that you think, and the next thing you know, the rim is dented, and that was causing the issue. So here you are spending unneedless necessary time on a job that wasn't actually sold. So don't go above and beyond to do something extra unless it has already gotten pre-authorization from the writer, the foreman, or whoever's doing your schedule. So keep that in mind. Are you working at an independent shop or a dealership? That's probably the next question, okay? Because there have been a handful of times that at the independent shop, I did have to communicate a lot more with the customer than I do over at the dealership. At the dealership, it's very much like, look, that's the writer's call, that's the foreman's call, that's the service manager's call. So don't make that call. Don't go just talking to the customer, okay? Talk to your foreman first. If he's not available, seek out your writer. If the writer's not available, seek out your service manager. Let them know what's going on in the situation. And if it's something that can be taken care of without having to interrupt the customer or possibly intimidate or scare the customer, then that would be your best bet. Don't go asking the customer questions like, hey, I'm working on your car out there. Did you notice that this light was out? Did you notice that I'm trying to do the tire rotation, and I didn't notice that your wheel lock is not in the glove box. Do you know where you'd keep it? Like that's something that seems so simple and trivial, and that like you should be able to ask that kind of stuff, but it's not your job. So understand, here's a good phrase for you. Know your role, okay? Your role as the mechanic is to do the job. Their role as your first line leaders, the foreman, the manager, the writer, they're the ones in charging with the interpersonal communication between the customer. They are your midway point, okay? They're the person, they can make those decisions on whether or not that is a question to ask them. Maybe you didn't check all the places that this wheel lock key could be, and it's up to you to go check. Other situations can come up, and you might think that the right solution is to call the customer to have that, constant communication of what's going on, but don't, okay? Again, this is a writer's job, is to call the customer and communicate whatever's going on, whether they need spark plugs or you found that they had a screw in the tire and they're like, hey bro, while you're working on my car, if there's anything that I need, just give me a holler, let me know. Give me a call. I'm gonna be down the street getting lunch. You're not gonna call him, okay? You're gonna talk to your writer or your foreman or your manager and say, hey look, customer wanted to be updated on the situation of what's going on with his car. I found this. Okay, I've put in my P&A. I've submitted it to the parts department. Parts department's gonna send that P&A over to the writer. Writer's gonna look at it. If it's something that could potentially be conflicting with warranty or customer pay, then they're gonna get with the service manager, who's gonna get with the warranty advisor, and then they're gonna make that call and determination. And from there, once they have established the finalization of it, then the writer will call the customer and discuss it further with them to see what the customer wants to do. It's not up to you. There's a lot more things that are occurring that are outside of your knowledge point, okay? Some of the new lube techs, they're not aware of how many different pieces to the puzzle there are in order for it to be complete. So in that regards, no, do not contact the customer. Even if the customer said, hey man, give me a call, I'll even give you a little tip, right? That's cool if they want to do that, but you're already getting paid to do a job. And it's up to you to be professional at that job and make sure that you are not stepping on your first line leader's toes to satisfy whatever customers' needs are, okay? They're gonna satisfy the customer's needs. They're gonna remain in communication with the customer to make sure that the customer is satisfied. You don't wanna be found on Yelp or some Facebook forum where the customer is upset about this, that, and the other thing. Now, granted, there are tons of situations that are going to be way outside your control. The service department or the shop or whomever is in charge of it is going to do their best to make sure that the customer leaves happy, but you cannot please everybody. There's always going to be somebody, when there's room to complain, by God they will. And they're going to complain to the roof and make it sound like it's the worst place in the entire world. Isn't that on just about every social media platform out there? My God. So guys, these are my food for thought when it comes to should you communicate with the customer directly, whether over the phone, indirectly over the phone, or directly in person. These are my thoughts and opinions about it, and or when you should or should not do it. To summarize the whole entire thing, I will say this. If the customer approaches you with a question, it is okay for you to give them an answer of sorts, but be tactful, okay? There might be pieces to the information that you are unaware of, so you could say, sir, we are looking into it, and my tech or myself are doing our best to make sure that we are satisfying your needs. So if you just give us a little bit longer and bear with us, I will let the writer know of any kind of weird things that I might have seen during your service. I assure you, you are going to be happy and satisfied with the service that you got here today. Keep it short, keep it sweet, and keep it simple, right? Let the people that are in charge, that are getting paid to be in charge, do their job. Okay, it's not up to you, it's up to them. That's all I got for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching my channel. I hope you enjoyed today's content. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers and deuces.